I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all.
At just 7 years old, Angelina Jordan stepped onto the Norway's Got Talent stage barefoot, and within moments, the world forgot she was a child. Singing Gloomy Sunday, a song known for its haunting legacy, she didn't just deliver a performance, she delivered an emotional reckoning. Judges were stunned, the audience frozen, and the media scrambled to make sense of her. But behind the soulful rendition and tiny frame stood a young girl shaped by something far deeper than mere talent. Angelina had already experienced a kind of quiet sorrow. Inspired by jazz greats like Billie Holiday and Nina Simone, her obsession with melancholic classics wasn't accidental. Her choice to perform barefoot, which would later become her signature, came from a real-life encounter with a shoeless orphan in the Middle East. An act of solidarity she carried with her on every stage. But while the world celebrated her as a prodigy, few realized they were witnessing a child absorbing the weight of adult emotions far too soon. The barefoot girl wasn't just unique. She was carrying a story no one had fully heard yet. And that story was only beginning to unfold. After her shocking win on Norway's Got Talent, Angelina didn't disappear like many child stars do. She accelerated. She was invited to global stages, including The View, Little Big Shots, and All Sang Pa Skansen, each time silencing the crowd with her maturity and vocal control. At just 9, she published a book titled Mellum to Jurder, Between Two Hearts, recounting the emotional journey that inspired her barefoot vow. But the demands were relentless. She wasn't just a kid singing jazz. She was becoming the face of young artistry mixed with spiritual gravity. Covering Whitney Houston, Elvis Presley, and Frank Sinatra, she developed an uncanny ability to interpret pain, heartbreak, and longing, emotions most adults couldn't grasp, let alone sing. Yet while audiences applauded, some quietly questioned, how long could a child carry such weight? Industry expectations mounted. She released her debut EP, It's Magic, with a staff band of the Norwegian Armed Forces, showcasing impressive range, but also signaling how deeply entrenched she was becoming in adult themes. Her childhood wasn't stolen, it was repackaged and applauded. But beneath the applause, something fragile was forming. In 2020, Angelina shocked American audiences by appearing on America's Got Talent, The Champions. Her performance of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody was stripped down, slow, and utterly transformative. Heidi Klum hit the golden buzzer without hesitation. The clip went viral, amassing millions of views in days. But while most saw a triumphant return, others noticed something deeper. Her voice, now matured, was soaked in sadness. She no longer looked like a child in an adult world. She looked like a young woman molded by it. Fans praised her control, her nuance, her artistry. But there were no smiles, no lightness. Every word seemed weighed down by something invisible. Rumors began to surface. Was she okay? Was the pressure too much? Some speculated about isolation, the burden of expectations, even burnout. But Angelina stayed silent. No controversies, no interviews hinting at struggle. Just that same steady stream of near-perfect performances. Yet behind the scenes, insiders whispered about intense rehearsals, emotional fatigue, and the suffocating pressure to keep evolving before even reaching adulthood. She was no longer just a prodigy. She was an enigma, glorious, yet strangely unreachable. Later that same year, Angelina signed a major deal with Republic Records, home to artists like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. The industry now had high hopes. This wasn't just a viral singer anymore. This was a long-term investment. Her first release under the label Million Miles was a stripped-back, emotionally raw track allegedly dedicated to her late grandfather. In interviews, she shared how grief shaped the lyrics and delivery, and her fans resonated with the vulnerability. But behind the music's beauty was a pattern hard to ignore. Every milestone seemed tinged with sadness. No upbeat pop, no playful experimentation. Just an ever-deepening exploration of pain. Critics applauded her restraint. But fans began to ask, is she happy? Social media was carefully curated, revealing little about her personal life. No teen drama, no controversies, just silence. And while this maintained her mystique, it also raised concern. Unlike other rising stars her age, Angelina seemed entirely disconnected from normal teenage life. No prom photos, no casual TikToks, just a beautiful but lonely musical diary playing out online. The question no one could answer: was she protecting herself or hiding something? By 2023, Angelina was once again thrust into the global spotlight, this time through the FIFA anthem "We Are the Best," produced by industry heavyweight Redone. She stood center stage alongside Moroccan singer Duzzy, representing Norway in a cultural celebration seen by millions. Her voice was flawless, her appearance regal. Then, in November 2023, she became one of the youngest debutantes ever invited to Le Bal des Débutantes in Paris, a society event featuring elite families, royalty, and fashion icons. For someone who once walked barefoot on stage to honor a child in need, the contrast was jarring. Fans were divided. Some saw this as a glamorous evolution, others as a betrayal of her humble origins. Angelina didn't offer explanations. The girl who once sang for justice now glided across marble floors in couture gowns. Was it growth? Or was the industry reshaping her into something unrecognizable? She wasn't just living a dream. She was walking a tightrope between authenticity and expectation. Every new appearance raised the same question: who is Angelina Jordan now? Despite the accolades, stages, and record deals, the true tragedy of Angelina Jordan might not be scandal or downfall, but invisibility. Behind the image of the graceful prodigy lies a haunting emptiness, an artist so controlled, so polished, that the human behind the voice remains out of reach. She's not surrounded by controversy, but by a chilling quiet. There are no known breakdowns, no messy tabloids, just a young woman who grew up too fast, carried the weight of genius too early, and was perhaps never given the space to just be. Fans love her, but do they know her? Industry insiders respect her, but do they protect her? In an age where oversharing is the norm, Angelina's silence speaks louder than any tweet. And perhaps the heartbreaking truth isn't in what happened, but in what never did. A chance to live unfiltered, unpressured, untouched by the machine. She became a symbol, a vessel for nostalgia and elegance. But at what cost? What was sacrificed so the world could feel something from her voice? Today, Angelina Jordan continues to perform, create, and captivate. But her path remains mysterious. Is she in control of her narrative, or quietly surviving it? Will she one day speak out, pull back the curtain, and reveal what it truly meant to grow up in the eye of the storm? Or will she remain the ethereal figure who sang barefoot and disappeared into myth? For now, we only have her voice, still as haunting, still as perfect, still as distant as ever. But maybe that's the tragedy. We don't need another tabloid meltdown, another lost child star. But what we do need is the truth. Not just the performances, not just the mystery, but the girl who lived all of it. The question isn't whether Angelina succeeded. She did. The question is, was it ever really her choice?